Last time on Out Chasing Stars. Together with our friends Kimi and Trevor, we set off on an interior tour of Sri Lanka's Cultural Triangle. The first day got off to a great start. We saw the sacred Jaya Sri Mata Bodhi tree in the ancient city of Anuradhapura and went on a mini safari in Minaria National Park, where Kimi was absolutely thrilled to see elephants in the wild. It is the beginning of day 2 here, and we are off to do a hike, and it is called Sigiriya. I think that's how you pronounce it. Amy does it better, but it's like 1,200 steps. It's early in the morning. Poor Trevor and Kimi, they're not thrilled about us waking them up this early, but they're doing it, and I think it's gonna be an awesome view from the top. Walking into the grounds, we were able to negotiate and hire a local guide. That turned out to be a great decision, as Cece guided us through all the secret backways and knew way more information about the site than what was on the plaques.
You can watch. Before the one king, we have 500 ladies, one king.
500 wives?
Yeah,
Were they wives? Or?
Of course, wives. Indian, Mongolian, African, Sri Lankan ladies. Huh?
That's too many.
Yeah, now we
Too many.
Now we go up there, we can see the very beautiful painting. Huh?
Okay. Wow.
What was that about right here, Ben?
So they are actually they have excavated portions of the gardens here. So this side has been excavated and this side hasn't, and this looks just like a pond with grassy sides, but we can see some features that are similar to over here. So he said they started excavating here in 1982.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about finding something like this and realizing what's underneath, and then
True archaeological site, huh?
Yeah.
Sigiriya was a monastery before it was taken over by King Kashyapa, who moved the capital from Anuradhapura to his new fortress he had built here in the 4th century. And in a true feat of engineering, some of the features of the site still work to this day.
So these holes here in the ground are a water fountain. So the pressure would come because the water's coming from above, and then he said it shoots a meter high.
Wow.
And it still does in the high season, in the rainy season, I mean.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
I saw you down there, water fountains, no?
Mm-hmm.
Heavy rain in this, water come here.
Heavy rain, the water comes down here.
Water come here, then water going underneath, then water going to there.
Ah.
To the fountain, garden, and the swimming pool. Huh?
Oh, wow. 500 fresco ladies painting.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
As the Buddhist monks came here, they can, meditation.
Meditate.
They don't like this naked painting, they can destroy it. Huh?
Ah, the Buddhist monk came and they said no naked ladies, and they...
Yeah, now we go up there, we see still 18 painting. Huh?
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
So there was 500 paintings?
Yes.
One for each of his ladies?
Yes.
Huh? Wow.
Oh, no, one painting of 500 ladies.
Right, one painting per lady.
So this is the Cobra Gate,
Yes,
yeah?
that's a cobra entrance. After that, we can see the lion entrance. Huh?
Ah, okay. And yeah, that kind of looks like a cobra.
Yes, we calling it good morning, like a two-hand, Aibowan.
Ah, oh, is that the Sinhalese word?
Yes, single word, Aibowan.
Aibowan is good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Long life, huh?
Ah. Okay.
Yes.
You haven't.
We came to the Buddhist monks living here.
Ah.
That's why this painting was destroyed, huh?
Oh. It's funny, I didn't really think of Buddhism as like destroying
All naked
paintings.
paintings.
They're all naked paintings. That explains a lot.
What do you find up here?
So we are up at a cistern, which there's water in it. I don't know how deep it goes, but we also have quite the view, which I know we're gonna get an even better view up there, but this is pretty cool.
What'd you just discover?
our guide says that the pool goes 4 meters down into the rock.
Into the solid rock.
So it's 12 feet deep. Somebody had to tunnel that down.
That's pretty impressive. Glad it wasn't you, huh?
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Remember those 1,200 stairs I was talking about? Cece had taken it pretty easy on us so far, but the time had come to climb. At least, he even had an interesting fact about the stairs to help ease the pain.
We were just told that the stairs are white marble so that you can actually see them better at night. Not sure I'd be wanting to climb this at night though. Long way to fall if you miss one.
You see the angle? This wall little bit shining, like a mirror.
Like a mirror. Ah, okay.
Before there were some paintings over here.
Ah.
You know, sun coming, painting reflects on the wall.
Ah, okay. What's the rock made of?
They make bee honey and the bee wax and the termite and the white marble mist and make this wall.
And then make it shiny.
Shining wall.
Ah, okay.
You know, living can go in here, look in both sides, nice painting.
Ah, with half the work for nice paintings on both sides, right?
Okay, then we
So,
go to the
wait, what is-
So this is some Sanskrit writing. They wrote poetry on the wall here. And some of it's still left. It's really neat.
Yeah. And this is the mirror wall.
This is still the mirror wall. Yeah. Sigiriya is at the very least a fortress and a palace. And here they've got this rock. And if you look at the bottom, it's like slanted, tilted. And there's pillars holding it up. And our guide says that if they were ever under attack and there's an army down there, they would whack out the supports and the rock would just slide down the mountain. I mean, it's huge. It's several tons worth of rock. And it would do some squishing.
Decimate the army.
Yeah. And then I said, did they get it back up? And he said no. One
Time use. That is awesome. In order to get to the palace all the way at the top, we had one more gate to get through. And I was hopeful that meant our climb was just about over.
Looks like we're beginning the final ascent up the stairs. But as per my usual track record, famous last words.
No.
Hey, we made it, guys.
Roberto.
Well, Kimi isn't
There's
up
the
here
stairs
yet.
right behind us, sweetie. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The last one, David.
Okay, now we're officially claiming it.
Spot on with that superpower he's got.
To me, that looks like more stairs.
We're at 1,195.
The last 5 triumphantly.
99. Oh. You have to get on these 2 steps here.
To make it an even 1,200.
Ta-da!
Final steps done.
Final steps done. We're at the top of Sigiriya.
The very tippy top. Well done, babe.
Thank you.
This was a king's bedroom up here. Not a bad view when you've got all the way around you the very tip top. I could live with that, I think.
to ask the Google machine.
What are we asking?
How old this is relative to other iconic archaeological sites like Machu Picchu.
Yeah, this one has quite a lot of the water features as well, doesn't
Great Wall
it?
of China. Like, you know, what's the timeline here? I don't know.
All right, dear viewers, we will look that up and return after these messages.
Sigiriya was built in the 4th century AD, while Machu Picchu in Peru is estimated to have been built around the year 1450 AD. The Great Wall of China takes the prize though, as sections were begun as early as the 7th century BCE and joined together in the 3rd century BCE. Either way, this was by far the oldest structure we'd ever visited, and I was absolutely blown away.
All right, sweetie, what do we always say?
What goes up must come down.
Yeah, that's a lot of down, isn't it?
That's a lot of down.
So it begins. You're all the way down to the bottom again. Yeah, that was
Not that
a
bad.
lot of stairs, but doable for sure. What'd you think?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it was. The view from the top was really cool. The history.
The engineering behind the whole thing is amazing. Like, I can't believe.
Spoken by a true engineer right there.
Yeah, the progress they made in ancient times with the king was amazing.
Yeah, my favorite part, the king had 4 soldiers to carry him everywhere. Some of those stairs going up, that would have been a little treacherous.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we're gonna do a quick peek in the museum here. We've got a little more this afternoon.
The second half of the day saw Raj take us to Polonnaruwa, which is another one of the ancient cities of Sri Lanka. Tourists can hire bikes to get around here, but after our big climb in the morning, we chose a different mode of transportation.
Okay, it is part 2 of our second day. What's going on today?
Well, we are in one of the ancient cities, and our drivers pulled us over to the side because there are what they call flying dogs, which are bats of some kind. Big bats.
And so this is, we've decided to get some tuk-tuks
Yes.
to take us into the city, yeah? So
Yes.
otherwise it's walking or biking.
Yes, so we're gonna do a 2-hour tuk-tuk tour.
Got a little tuk-tuk experience.
Our tuk-tuk drivers knew all the off-the-beaten-path sites, so rather than visit some of the more famous attractions of Polonnaruwa, we ended up at places almost all by ourselves.
How are we starting out our tour?
We have a statue of one of the kings, and he appears to be maybe reading, or maybe he's holding a yoke, is what the plaque says. But we think he definitely has bunny ears over his shoulder.
Yeah, that's the most interesting part for us right now, huh?
I mean, I really don't know what else it could be, because it really looks like a hand giving the bunny ears behind him.
Well, you know, our ancestors had a sense of humor too, I guess. Second stop here is going to be the King's Library. Guessing, even if we could check out books, wouldn't be able to understand any of them, but I think the books are long gone now.
This is the oldest library complex so far found on the island. So again, we're back to King Parakramabahu the Great.
It's not pronouncing island names, now it's pronouncing king names.
Who reigned from 1153 to 1183 AD. And this was built during his reign.
I love walking through history, and this area seemed fairly well preserved. We did have to wait a little bit before moving on to the next site though, as one of our tuk-tuks required a little roadside assistance. Hiring the tuk-tuks had proven to be great for our legs, but not so great for a detailed tour. Our drivers were able to give us a little bit of background, but if there were no signs with explanations of what we were seeing, all we were really able to do was enjoy the architecture and play a few games.
Where are you going? Wait a minute. Did you have a little problem?
I had a problem.
What'd you do?
Very cool pillars. Columns.
Not gonna tell us what you did though, huh?
No, I'm not.
For our last stop, our drivers took us deep into the jungle to find the Thimbanka Pilgrimage building. Once again, we weren't quite sure what significance the building had, but it was a remarkable place. And to top it off, there was a nice lotus bath nearby where we could lean back and relax after another long day.
Oh my. What are you doing in there?
I'm relaxing in the monk bath.
In the monk bath.
Just picture me in a bathing suit. And
I
water
say
up
let's
to
keep
here.
this PG here.
PG. Water about up to here, and a coconut with a, with a bamboo. Thank you, a bamboo straw. I was gonna say with a reusable straw in it. And yeah, I'm a happy camper.
Talking about Amy's Paradise there.
You're not doing it right, sweetie.
What am I not doing?
You look uncomfortable. You need to relax in the lotus pool.
Stop working is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, you're kick some legs out a little bit and just lean back and there we go. There we go.
Day 2 had been another great one, but that meant we only had one day left with Kimi and Trevor before we split up. To wrap up our time in the Cultural Triangle, we headed over to Dambulla for a visit to another famous Buddhist temple.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Time for adventure day number 3, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing today?
This is the Dambulla Temple Cave.
And what's special about this one?
Well, it's in a cave. Although
That sums it up. It's in the name, huh?
I'm not sure how long it is until we get into the ground, so we'll see.
Turns out we didn't have to walk far at all, but it was still far enough that we were glad we'd learned to keep our socks on after earlier feet-burning experiences. The temple has 5 different caves with a pretty awe-inspiring number of Buddhas.
We are in cave number 3, and I would be really curious to know how many Buddha statues there are throughout this cave system, because there have to be I'm gonna go with 50 in this room.
Yeah, this is cave 3, like you said.
And this is a small cave, and there's a lot of Buddhas. It's very impressive. A lot of work went into this.
Now, the next question, just statues or paintings as part of the frescoes? Cause,
Okay,
whoa.
there is Buddha paintings, frescoes above my head, and it's like Buddha, 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 down a line. So there's probably another 200 on the ceiling.
We looked it up, and there are 153 Buddha statues here in all kinds of poses. For over 22 centuries, pilgrims have come here to worship, and the temple has been designated a World Heritage Site. This is the largest and best preserved cave temple complex in Sri Lanka, and was well worth the visit. With our time running short, we headed towards the city of Kandy, which is the southernmost point of the Cultural Triangle. We arrived too late in the day to visit the famous Temple of the Tooth, but just in time to take in the Kandy Cultural Show. We've seen quite a few cultural shows during our travels, and this one ranks as one of the best. The energy and the costumes were great, and they offered the perfect little bonus to wrap up our time in the Cultural Triangle.
Hey y'all, thank you for checking out our second little round of adventures with Kimi and Trevor in Sri Lanka. It was just such a fascinating country with so much history and culture. We had a really great time exploring it, and doing it with friends was even better. We are not quite done with our explorations around Sri Lanka quite yet, so we've got a bit more coming up, even though we had to say goodbye to our friends. So make sure you stick around, check that out, and we will see y'all next time.